Okay, welcome back. We are going to make this flag here using Inkscape. So the goal is to make this pattern. This is what the European Union flag looks like. It has 12 stars in a circle, and it's symmetric across the middle. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let me show you right from the start. So I just want to give you a picture of what we're shooting for. Okay, start. We go File, New, and just do the default, see what happens. Okay, make that big. Alright, so here's my blank sheet. What you want to do from here is go to File, Document Properties, and now here's where you can set things up. So the page, the width we want to use is 300, and this is in pixels. You could do it in inches, centimeters, feet, whatever, but we're just going to use pixels. So 300 by 200 high, and it should make a nice rectangle, just like there. Now I also want to set up the grids. You can set up guide, snap, color grid, all this other stuff we're not going to use. So we're just going to use grids, rectangular grid, new. Now I want to set my X spacing to 10 and my Y spacing also to 10. Okay, close that. Now to make it big, I think I use one of these zoom tools over here. Yeah, this also zoom a window. Yeah, click that one. That one's the one. You can, if you have a mouse wheel, you can always hold down the control button and scroll in and out. That helps too. Okay, so we're on a select tool. We're going to be using rectangles. Yeah, let's just make a rectangle. So should grab onto the grid. So at that point, I can click and drag across, and it makes a rectangle. And I don't want the yellow color, but I want it to be blue, so I can pick one of these. Yeah, that's a good one. If you want to be more accurate, you can go to Object, Fill, and Stroke. And the fill is what goes inside, and the stroke is kind of the border. So you can see it made a little black border there, but I don't want it, so I'll just turn it off with that X. But the fill, and I can adjust this to any number I like. That doesn't change it much, but if I change 255 as the max, so you can see I can change it to really exact quantities there. This is the red, the green, and the blue. How much red is in it, how much green is in it, and how blue. And then the A is the alpha. It's the opacity or how transparent it is. So we want it to be full color, so it's always on 255. And if you go down, it would make it more invisible. But we're just going to have that full. Okay. Up next, we want to make our stars. But before I do that, I want to put some guides in, and I want to put a guide in the middle both ways. So the way I do that is I go over to my sidebar and I click in there and I drag over, and it makes a little guide, and I want it to be in the middle. So instead of dragging it that way, I'm just going to drag it out and then double click on it, and then it can be more accurate. So let's see, X value, I want it to be, here's 0, and the full width was 300, so I want to do half of 300, which was 150, and it doesn't really matter what your Y value is. And that puts it right in the middle. And to put my grid the other way, or guide, I can do that and double click on it. So it doesn't matter what my X is this time, but halfway down, let's see, it's 200 tall, so I want to do half of that is 100. And hit OK. So this is puts my guides in. Now I want to make my star. So I'm going to start with my star right in the middle, and then I'm going to move it out, do some translation there. So what I do is I click on star before we're on rectangle. Now we're on stars. So you could do polygons or stars with this one, and here's the toolbar that helps you out. So polygons is not what we want, but we want to be on star, and we want 5 corners to the star, and the spoke ratio, that just tells you how much of the star looks. So let's just do an example here. So there's that star, but what if the spoke ratio was different? One was 5. See, it makes it fatter, a fatter star, and if I went to like 0.1 and make it really skinny. So the one that we want is 0.382. That makes it a normal star. And I notice I don't want it to be blue, so I'm gonna just change the color right now. How about this yellow over here? And again, you could change it up here, or just pick one of these down at the bottom. So that's the color I want. Okay, so then I go back to my select tool. I'm gonna just select it and delete it. It's gone. Now let's go back and make another star. So I got it on star, 5 corners, spoke ratio 0.382. Don't want it rounded, don't want it randomized. So now I go and I click in the middle, and I'm going to go up 1 grid. So in other words, 10 pixels. And then I click on that, and that's the size of the star that I want. Now I'm going to make a bunch of these stars, so I'm going to go over to my select tool again, click on it, and I'm going to duplicate it. So you can go to edit, duplicate. Clone kind of works the same way. Clone allows you to change things, and it matches everything that you change on the first one will match. But I'm just going to use duplicate. So I duplicated one of them, and you see that the quick key there is Control D, so I'm just going to do a bunch of them. Let's see, I need 12, so I already have 2. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I should have made 12 there. If not, I can make more later. So now I'm going to move or translate them. So you go to Object, Transform, and it should open a box over here that says Transform, and it tells you you can move, scale, rotate, skew, matrix. But we're going to just use Move for now. So I want to move that star into the location that I want, and I'll give that to you is 60 pixels. So I'm going to move horizontal 60 pixels, so it's going to go, there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, so it should land right there. And apply, there it is. And I'll just do the ones that are up, down, left, right. So now if I go negative 60, it will go backwards. Apply, and click back on the one in the middle. So there's stacked up like 12 of them there. So let's go back here, and now let's go up. So make that 0, and make that 60, and then apply. There it is, and go down, negative 60, apply, and now I need to fill in a spot here, 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 all around. So there's a accurate way to do that. You'll learn it later when you do trigonometry, but for now I'll just give it to you, and it's going to be 52 horizontal and 30 vertical. We'll put it right up there, the spot that I want it. So I'll go ahead and apply, and then I want to do every combination of 52 and 30 to put them in all of these different quadrants. This quadrant here we call the first quadrant, and this quadrant we call second, third, fourth. Okay, so I went 50, 30, okay. Now click back on the beginning, and let's make it negative, and put it right over there in the second quadrant. So negative 52 up 30, okay. And let's see, I already did the positive one, so let me do the negative one. Apply, and click. And let's see, the last one, I think I want to go positive 52 and down 30, so click and apply. Okay, and if you mess up, you can always hit Control Z to undo. So I know a lot of people will accidentally forget to click on the middle one and move the one that they just moved again. I did it a couple times, so like if I did it again, see, it moves it over here. So hit Control Z, undo. Okay, so that's all that are 52 away in the horizontal and 30. So now I need to go just 30 and then 52. So now swap these, 30 and 52, and I'll hit apply, and there it is. And click on that one. Let's try negative, apply, click on that one, negative, apply, and last one. Let's see, which way do I need to go? I need to go positive, horizontal, negative, so this one goes positive and negative, and apply. Oh, looks like I got enough. Okay, so there it is, and you are done. But let's take one more way to look at this. Besides just translation, you could also think of this as mirroring things over. So let me show you how to do that. So if I reflect this over this, we'll call it the y-axis, right? If you reflect it over, you could do the same thing. So what you do to select things is click on it, then the next one you need to hold down the shift button, hold it down and click on that one and that one and that one and that one. So it's selected all 5 of those. So then I say Control D to duplicate, and it should put another copy on top of it, and then they're still selected, so now I'm going to mirror them or reflect them. So I click on this one right here, flip horizontally, and you see I flipped it, but it flipped it in place, so now I need to move it over. So actually I could go back to my translate over here. So it's not going to change it all vertically, and let's just see 30, let's just see what happens. Okay, that put it right on top of that one. Then remember this was 30 more to the center, so let's just do it again. And then 30 more, right, there we go, that's right in place. And that's an example of doing a reflection and a rotate and a translation in 1-2 steps. There you go.